Alright, it's like when my brethren was telling me when she's up north, sometimes when they talk to Indian people, they just call them. That's just their normal thing.
Yeah.
They just say.
Yeah.
But so up north of India might be like, yeah, alright, cool, whatever. They come down to London now. Certain men are like, what are you calling?
Yeah, you can't be talking to me.
So all of a sudden now they're offended because they're in London. But when they were in wherever they were up north, it was fine. But now because you can't be seen taking that.
When did that word, because I'm not saying it. I'm even trying to stop saying
Sorry,
the M word.
I didn't even mean to, yeah.
Because you see that word, I remember like there was a time on TV, bare times, I would see like examples of NF like chasing down Indian people and stabbing them and all that. I remember like them times when Only Fools and Horses was on TV. This is time ago, giving my age away. But then it just kind of stopped. But I always had it in my head, you can't say that word, you get me? So it's like, I remember I heard Pac-Man, the rapper, saying, everybody knows I'm a flash. And I'm like, rah, you man say that? I just thought it was mad.
It's just like us with the N-word. It's the same kind of... I always tell people with blacks and Indians, as much as there's differences in some aspects, your India, they have the same kind of caste system that we have in Africa. It's just different names with different... The dark-skinned Indians are still, treated less than the light-skinned Indians. It's the same kind of thing. It's just in a different... what do you call it?
We're not the same, though.
I know we're not the same.
We're not the same.
I'm
I'm just saying in terms of if you want to talk about racial profiling, it happens in their community as well, even within their own people. Do you sound coming
I do think I'm gonna get slated for this, but I do think that Asian people have done or delivered a bigger contribution to the UK than black people have. I personally think. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, they're good at. Yeah, explain it. 'Cause I know what you're talking about.
I just think in the money flow into the country, in and out, from like businesses, contribution from an education standpoint, people like within high-ranking roles and jobs. I just think they've had a bigger contribution just in general.
They've also done more fraud than us, by the way.
100%, I know that.
Okay,
I know that. I know that.
I just saved you.
Yeah.
I just saved you. Trust me.
No, you haven't saved me. It's my opinion.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I am saying is because people are just going to see that and they're going to drop it like, say, again, it's how people perceive things.
100%.
Someone's going to see that and they're just going to, I'm telling you, they're going to perceive it as they're better than us. That's what they're going to see. I
think the way they've maneuvered in the UK is better than black people.
Like I'm saying.
Don't care what anybody says.
I'm not talking specifically about that. I'm talking more on the external. They're just going to, someone's even going to accuse yourself.
No, you're doing it as a person that's going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered from
I'm definitely not.
But that goes back to the triggered thing as well. And then with the whole generalisation, like the thing that we had before. But again, if people can't be objective, because again, I don't 100% agree with what you're saying, but I'm not offended by it because I think I know the bits you're talking about. Because
they move as a unit.
If you go down Tottenham Court Road, it says it for itself.
Well, they practice group economics a lot more effectively.
I know, that's why
people.
our uncles ain't got a shop on Tottenham Court Road selling hi-fi equipment.
100%.
But them man do.
100%.
Like it says, so I get it. I get it.
And I think this is and you see, this is where, back to the whole...
I think that's more because we're consumers though, but yeah.
No, but not the Asian men are consumers, just consumers within their community.
Yeah.
So Bollywood shows coming like one other day I was driving past Egg Bar, there was a Bollywood show going on, bare Asian man. Do you see where I'm coming from? Not to say that black people won't come to black shows and whatnot, but as you know already with some of our friends that do events, you might get a black person trying to do a sliding on the tickets. One's there. They know that this ticket costs a certain amount.
We're still behind in certain regards. That's just looking at the scoreboard and being honest, isn't it?
100%.
There's no
in terms of contribution.
No, I think we're more selfish.
Yeah.
I think we're more individual. I think I've noticed that. So, for example, my local Tesco on Wharf Road, when I first moved there, it was a mixed culture. Even like one of my brother's friends used to live there. Mixed cultured staffing team. An Asian manager came in there and it was all Asian people. Completely all Asian people from there. He hired all of his own. I don't think black people would ever have the confidence to do that or even do it. I don't think they would ever do that.
But then this is the problem because I feel like, again, back to the sensitivity thing. Is it because we're not giving ourselves enough chances? Because I find with, like, for example, it could be like you said, someone gets a store, they hire a black person, 2 black people are late twice. Oh, that's it. I'm never hiring black people again.
Which happens, yeah.
Happens. It's true. But then Asian man will be like, all right, cool. I'll just go and get my cousin. Or I'll go and get my mum's cousin from the other side. Or I'll go and get my... They don't turn around and generalize Asian people. And I think...
Or those people were not late. they
yeah,
they don't behave the way.
But they because obviously there is. I'm not going to front that there's not actual problems within the Asian community where they do have, because obviously one thing I'm seeing now with the Asian community is a lot of the younger lot or the younger generation are starting to kind of throb off a lot of those group economic principles.
Yeah, that's true.
They want to be bad boys now. They want to do music now.
I've been that for the last decade.
They ain't trying to do the corner shop thing. It's long. They ain't trying to do. They ain't trying to take it. And if they do take daddy's inheritance, they're gonna blow it on Trapstar or Louis Vuitton or whatever.
Buying a German whip.
All them kind of stuff. So that stuff I'm seeing, but I feel like, again, even having this conversation, because again, like you said, a lot of people want to be triggered. What would you mean Asian people are much more? Because at first when you said that, I was thinking, I wasn't triggered by it, but I was thinking, I was looking at more logistics in terms of building the country physically.
No,
but from an economic standpoint, I can agree with you what you're saying.
Even in...
I can agree with that in the sense of the way they have had, because if you look at all the gentrification that's gone on, the corner shops have not gone. If they have gone, and it's been replaced with a Tesco's, Express, or Sainsbury's, it's mainly Indian man that are running it.
Even in the illegal world, they move more official. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's what it. But the problem is, again, it goes back to what I said before. It's how people perceive what you're saying. They're not necessarily going to look on it logistically. In fact, just think of the typical person, how they react and get oversensitive. Do you think we'd be able to even have this conversation as objectively as we have about the statement you just made? They're going to be more saying, oh, when you're self-hating, next minute they're talking about...
these labels. I don't know where we get these labels from.
Next minute,
you would have thought someone read the dictionary.
Next minute they'll be talking about your hair or something, and then the ad hominem attacks come. You get me? And then the conversation don't...
The fact that she's wearing a blouse today.
Yeah.
She must work in Liverpool Street. She must be one of them white... Yeah. That's like... No, that's... And even like with me, for times where I've all had like... There's all times where I've been out with people, and because I'm like... I might have been working, or I might have been wearing a suit and tie and that, and I might just get a random. Like the other day, I was with my brother and my nephew, and one random black woman came up to us and said, "What's wrong with you lot? Why do you lot always go for the white girls? This is what I mean." I'm like, "What you lot talk? What?" She just listen, bro. Listen,
I told you we deal with this.
She just came out of nowhere, and man was like, what are you talking about? How do you know that we deal with the white girls? And obviously my brother's looking at her like, brother, why are you even talking to her? You know, one's there.
Brother.
But for me, what she said, I was there, I was thinking, what made you think you can come across this road? And obviously, you know, she's there like, then she said something about the white man. But then what was funny is that she had a, you know, not Deliveroo, you know, Gorillas, it's like Deliveroo.
Yeah.
She had the uniform, she was basically working for them. And I'm sitting there thinking, it's like when a lot of them Rastaman say he can't work for the system, whatever, but they'll go and sign on and get the universal credit. Yeah. I don't understand where people are coming with this. But can you already see now, she's got that perspective. She's just going to come up to any random black guy.
Yeah, and she just believes it. It's like I said, preconceived motion, and it ends up becoming a core belief. So it's no longer something you can be objective about. They're not open to new information. But they're not going to do it. Once they're that way, especially if they're a certain age, and also if they're low income, she was doing deliveries, yeah? Say no more in it. I'm not dissing man that do deliveries, but when you're of a certain age and doing a certain type of job, it's quite clear you've locked yourself in a certain economic position where you're going to be working class poor for the rest of your life. You're not going to be open to certain new information. You're going to be stuck in your ways, and you're going to die where you were born. It just is what it is.